Driving into Lexington, Nebraska is like entering a scene in a dark tragedy. About a third of the people here are about to lose their jobs when this Tyson facility closes next year. A loss of 3,200 jobs in a town of less than 11,000 people. One worker described it as a bomb going off in this town, sending ripples of fear through the entire community. Even though you see cheerful holiday decorations outside the plant, inside, workers tell me that the fear and the anxiety can be seen in people's faces.
Is this emotional for you?
Yeah, it's really emotional for me too.
Tell me about that emotion.
Oh, I feel really, frustrated, scared, and I feel more for a lot of old people, because a lot of old people work there and need this job.
Me da tristeza.
Tristeza.
Me da tristeza porque nos vamos todos. Y yo amaba esa fábrica, yo la adoraba.
She says that she's very emotional because she says that her town is going to turn into a ghost town when Tyson closes.
This is part of the vibrant business district. The names of the businesses are clues about the diversity here. People from Mexico, Guatemala, there's a large Somali community. The vice president of the Chamber of Commerce says that the closure of this plant was a gut punch to this area. The owner of that business right there says that he's very frustrated, especially with the city, because he says he hasn't gotten answers about what's next for this town.
So are you trying to get information from the city? Has the city provided any information to you?
No yet.
Is that frustrating?
Yes. We need to know what's the other plan he have it. You know, because we live in here, so the city we need to know what plan he have it.
Do you feel like you're going to have to close down your business?
Usually, yes.
You think you might have to close?
Yeah. What I'm supposed to do? Who pay my bills? Who pay my rent?
I reached out to city officials too, and no answer. There's another business owner. Her shop is around the corner here, and she says that on the day the announcement was made, customers arrived with tears in their eyes. Her sales dropped 10 to 20%, and she says that people are only buying necessities and no more. That same sense of sorrow can also be seen inside the public schools. That's what I'm told, but the administration office won't talk to me. But a pastor introduced me to his daughter, an 8th grader. She says that in the halls you can see children's faces as they're holding back their emotion. Her biggest pain is she knows she's gonna lose some friends.
It's just like a big family, and I don't want to leave. I don't want them to leave. I was really looking forward to being in school with them for until high school, until we graduated, and then we all went our separate ways, but we're getting separated right now.
What do your friends tell you, the ones that are leaving?
We try not to talk about it because we get really emotional.
So you're mostly not talking about
Yeah.
it?
We always try to think of the positive side.
The time that you still have to go.
Yes.
She says that her school is providing counseling to students. This is where we get into the broader implications. I talked to the director of a shelter of a nearby town just down the road, and he says that the closure of the plant has created a catastrophe.
That's devastating. And so they're in the midst of a catastrophe, very difficult time for that community.
So you think it won't be just homelessness that might spike, but also hunger?
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think we're going to see those things like hunger, the need for utility assistance, probably before we even see the homeless situation, because these families are tough.
In the 2024 election, President Trump took more than 70% of all the votes in Dawson County. That's where Lexington is located. And as this story was unfolding, the president celebrated the economy and said affordability was a hoax.
So at the local level, is the economy A++?
I would say was.
It was.
It was.
Now it's not with the closure of the plant.
Now it's not. Now it's not. From the economy perspective, from the spiritual perspective, everybody's worried. You know, everybody's thinking specifically this season, what we need to celebrate. What will be the joy of this community in this Christmas season? Hoping? Expectations? Everything is in the air.
On the questions of the economy and affordability, the most blunt answers came from two people who are down on their luck. I met them right there. That's Robert. He says he's been out here with a sign asking for a little help for about a year, and that with the plant closing, he's expecting more people to join him.
I believe by the end of next month, there's going to be 50 people lined up along the street.
Your thoughts about how the economy is doing right now?
I think the economy is doing fine. I think the president, with all the tariffs and all the things that people are complaining, aren't looking about the effects it's going to have afterwards.
So when he says that the affordability crisis is a hoax, you believe that?
I believe in anything that Donald Trump is doing. He was a successful businessman.
And given your personal situation, you still believe that he's making America great again?
Yes, ma'am.
He mentioned that the affordability crisis was a hoax.
Oh, he is such a liar and bull.
Do you feel he has failed people like you?
Oh yeah, he's failed everybody.
How tough is it to just make a living?
The cost of food has gone up, way up.
A spokesperson for the Tyson plant that you see behind me says that they're right-sizing and planning to close around January 20th, 2026. Though they also say Tyson Foods is currently assessing how it can repurpose the facility within its own production network. Some people tell me that they know how this tragedy ends.
Do you think that Lexington can survive?
I think Lexington no survived.
¿O piensas que se va a morir? Do you think the town is going to die?
Yo pienso que se va a morir porque es que todo aquí parte de Tyson.
Todo está conectado. He says
sí,
that
claro.
Lexington is going to die because
Sí.
everything is connected to Tyson.
Entonces usted esperaba un milagro. You were hoping for a miracle.
Y sí, yo sigo esperando el milagro.
She says she continues hoping for a miracle because God makes the impossible possible.